thank you so much for coming tonight. We're going to do a weapon seminar. Before we get into too much about the weapon, this is a weapon that, there's a lot of different kinds of weapons. There's guns, there's lethal weapons, there's knives. There's kind of non-lethal weapons that can be lethal weapons, right? Good movie, by the way, the lethal weapon movies. But anytime we're talking about self-defense, we need to talk about a few things first. One thing is making sure that you're situationally aware. Know where you're at and when you're at. If I'm at home on my couch and the doors are locked, and I know who's in my house, then I can kind of let my guard down more than if I have to go visit somewhere where I know that there could be a lot more trouble. Right? So knowing what's around you, being aware not just of where you're at and the time that you're at and who's around you, but also using your peripheral vision to be able to see who all's around you. Right? So if I have my hands out here, I can see about right there and looking straight at Frank, my buddy Frank, and I can see this far. Right? And that's with me looking there. If I move my eyes, then I can see way back to here. Right? So just making sure that you're able to look for threats and look for movement. Okay? It's not getting a mindset. You got to be careful. You don't want to get a mindset, a paranoia mindset where you're always looking at things like that, right? But just being aware of what's around you is a really important thing. Okay? So we want to be aware. We also want to be thinking about a few other things. With any kind of a weapon that you might carry to protect yourself, you need to know the laws in your state. What can you carry? Texas is great, man. You can carry you can carry a lot of stuff in Texas, all right? If you're not sure, look it up. But there's a lot of things that you can carry. There's certain places that are restricted, though, where you can't carry things. I'm a school teacher, so I can't carry a gun. I can't carry a knife. I just can't, okay? And that's one of the things that put me onto the tactical pen, all right? The tactical pen is what we're going to kind of learn. We're going to learn through tonight. It's not, I say kind of because we're not learning exclusively that. We're going to go through some different things. We're going to learn how to use the pen in a lot of different ways to push in different areas, to get space, to cause pain, to strike, to control and move somebody with it also. And so there's a lot of different things you can do with it. And then at the end, I'm going to show you how there's a tremendous amount of household items that are around that everything that we learn with today will translate to those items. Okay? In karate, we learn all kinds of weapons. We learn the sai. I'm probably never going to be carrying these around outside when somebody attacks me, right? But that doesn't mean that the moves that I learn with it, that I can't use those to translate to something else, right? Anytime you train in a weapon, it can translate to other items, okay? So I had a longer screwdriver than this, but one day I was walking through the house to go to put up my screwdriver, and I start flipping it, and I've got the blade down my arm, and I'm flipping it out and back and forth. As I'm walking, and I'm thinking, what in the world am I doing? And I realized that I was doing sai, right? So different things that you train with will help you to be able to pick up something if you need to. All right. So with self-defense, we need to think of a few things. We need to look at winning versus not losing. So winning has to do with pride. So if somebody calls me a bad name, son of a motherless goat, or something else like that, or they challenge me to a fight, and I don't like it and I'm too proud, then I can go and get in a fight. Even if I don't really want to fight, but I'm going to tell them off for talking bad to me, well, that can lead to a fight too, right? So if you're concerned about winning, then you're going to get into a fight, right? If you're concerned about not losing, right, you can't lose a fight that you never get into. So if somebody calls me a bad name, I don't care what they think, right? If I can walk away from that, I didn't lose that fight, okay? We can't imagine that bad guys, if they're messing with us, we can't think they're going to have honor, and when they knock me out, if they knock me out, they're not going to come, they're just going to be like, oh man, he's hurt, let's call an ambulance for him, right? Now they might come over and stomp and kick my head in. All right, so you need to figure out what you're willing to do, okay? If I'm not willing to, for instance, a knife is a much more personal, up close and personal weapon to defend yourself with than a gun. If you've ever seen somebody that actually has been sliced open, it's nasty, all right? You gotta figure out what are you willing to do to go home. There's different scenarios too. If I have my kids with me, that's different than if I'm alone, right? If I have to worry about what some guy's gonna do to my kids, if I don't survive this fight or don't stop him, well, then that changes things. Does that make sense? It changes things big time, all right? So you gotta be thinking about what can I carry, and then also what am I willing to do, and how far am I willing to go, okay? Once you figure out what you're willing to carry, you gotta train with that weapon. If you have a weapon that you have not trained in, and that you don't keep training in, then it's worse than having nothing. Because that weapon can get taken away from me, right? It can get taken away from me, and if that weapon gets taken away from me, then it can be used against me, right? So what we're gonna do, we're gonna use palm sticks. So you guys, y'all got a palm stick, right? Got you one? Good. So a palm stick, a lot of different martial arts use these. They use them in the Philippines, they use them in Kempo, Hawaii. They use them, they call it the yawara in Japan, okay? Japanese monks would use these for self-defense also, okay? And police officers. In my studies, I found out that in Colorado and in one other state, I can't remember, in the late 1940s, they started using these. Police officers used these. They had some training in a couple of different states. So we're going to learn this, and then we're going to see in a little bit how this translates. This one's a little bit longer and thinner than what you guys have. I bought it specifically for me because it fits the same as my pen. Okay, it's really close to the same size as my pen as far as skinniness and things like this. This isn't my pen. The one I use is a little bit longer. Okay, so we're going to talk about a couple of different grips that we're going to use today. This is just a seminar. It's not something that we're teaching every week or anything like that and far on. So we're not going to get too crazy deep. We're just going to keep it simple. There's two different grips, all right? So if you grab on one end, the end closest to your pointer finger, there should be about 1 finger width from the end that's open, okay? And just like a punch, I want to close these fingers tight first, and then pull them all the way in, okay? And then this thumb's going to go on the end. This is your ice pick grip, okay? So I have 1 finger worth there, pulling it in tight, and I have the thumb here. The thumb is here, so that when I go stabbing, it doesn't slip, right? We want to have some penetration with it. All right, so in a little bit, we're going to pass out tactical pins, and we'll practice drawing, right? A weapon that you can't deploy and get too quick is bad. It can be another thing where you better not have it if you can't pull it quick. If I'm fumbling around with something down here while somebody's attacking me, then that's a problem, okay? So in a lot of martial arts, they use this right here. It's called the hammer fist, okay? With the hammer fist, there's a lot of places you can hit, okay? You can hit the side of the neck. You can hit the collarbone, okay? Temple, if you're here, the nose, right? Groin strike, solar plexus, ribs, depending on where you're at. Same thing for the back. You can hit kidney, all kinds of stuff. Okay? So we're doing those same motions, all right? So we're going to go through and we're going to do a few things. We're going to do a few moves where we're standing still, and then we're going to do those same moves when we're moving, all right? Because we don't really want to be just standing still, right? If you imagine somebody's coming at you and they're running at you, you can't keep going backwards, right? I can't see what's behind me. I need to get off the train tracks. And I cannot go back as fast as somebody can come forward, right? But first we're just going to do the move, okay? So today, put this in your dominant hand. You can learn and practice this on your own if you want in the other hand, but today, again, it's just one class. So we're going to practice with our dominant hand, all right? So we're putting that foot back, that dominant hand foot back, all right? We're not doing anything crazy. This is kind of like a regular standing stance, All right? And so we have both hands up, and we're going to come with this we're going to come forward, we're going to twist our hips and come down at a 45-degree angle, like we're hitting right here in the neck. All right, so just practice that. When I'm doing this, I want you to imagine if you're standing in a doorway. All right? If you're standing in a doorway, I don't have a lot of room. Okay? I want to do this right here. In other words, I don't want to be bringing this back and coming from way over here where I'm showing them what I'm doing. All right? If you can do this in a doorway from here and still come to the side of their neck, then that's really good. I'm keeping my hands close to me. Right? Anytime that we extend out here, I just left the opening. Right? So we want to keep our hands here in our box. Right? So bam, right there. So this is something that you can practice in a doorway at home where you're nice and close, keeping your arm close to your body. Okay, good. On this next one, we're going to do that same strike, but we're going to take our front foot and we're going to step 45. Okay, this hand's going to come in front like it's parrying a punch, and then we're going to hit like so. All right? So if he's coming in with a punch, I'm going to step 45 and parry this, move it to the side, and then hit. And there's a lot of things that you can hit. You can hit eye, you can hit chest, solar plexus, right here in this joint, the bicep. Okay? Do it for okay? Right there. Parrying, stepping off line, and striking. Okay? Thanks, sir. So this is what we're doing from here. Give yourself enough room where you can step 45 degrees off. Imagine that punch coming straight in on you. Bam, right there. Parry it, use it across, and then hit. Did I do a few more? So the next one we're doing, we've attacked this side of the neck. Okay? We're going to come across. We're going to bring this hand across to the other shoulder and then come around horizontally. So it could be that we're hitting to the side of the neck, to the temple. Okay? If he has his hands up here, okay, put this side forward if you will for me. Just so they can see a little easier. So if I'm here, this is what I'm doing. Okay? I'm clearing this hand, and then I'm hitting from this side. So, I'm going to do that same step. Okay, clear, but now I'm attacking to this direction. Okay? All right? If he decides to block sideways with this, boom, that's okay. You go back and you've got the other strike. The first strike. Right? But for right now, all we're doing, we're going to step that 45, parry across, and then come across horizontally. Okay? So practice that for a minute. Go 45, parry, and then hit to the side. And this is with the ice pick grip. We haven't looked at the second grip. We'll do that in a second. All right, very good. Thanks. All right, I'm going to show you a few other things. You know, we're practicing hitting to the front, right? But bad guys aren't always right in front of you, right? So I'm not going to get too detailed in this, but I just want to open your mind to it, all right? I want you to think about where you can strike. Imagine if somebody's coming from a different angle, what can you do with this, okay? So if he's beside me and I'm here, any of these moves, again, it's just a hammer fist, right? But I throw solar plexus, growing, okay? It's the same thing, I'm just doing it to the side. If he's behind me and uses that hand to grab here, I can step off line, bam, and hit there, right? So, or there too. All right? So, thank you, sir. So that is this. And again, we're not getting too crazy into everything we can do. This is ice pick grip. Those are a few strikes that you can do with ice pick grip, okay? Anywhere that you can hit somebody with a fist and it hurts, this is going to hurt them more. It's a smaller surface, all right? So that's how we grab here. If we have it the other direction, we're going to do the same thing where we have a finger width at the end. Okay, tight there. Bring it across, and then the thumb is going to go here. All right? We always want with these to have something sticking out on both ends. Right? Because when I'm here, I'm doing more of this motion, right? But what if this opportunity comes? I still want something sticking out so I can hit with it too, right? So I have my thumb here. Anything, if you've trained a knife, any kind of stabbing motion that you can do, this is the same kind of thing. I just have a different tool in my hand. Okay, we talked about lethal versus non-lethal. If you have a knife, right, you can have that knife and not open it, not deploy the blade, and still be able to hit with that, right? Doesn't mean that you have to cut somebody if you have it. If you need to, then you need to, right? So from this grip, okay, we can hit solar plexus. We can hit the floating ribs. Right here in the neck, eyeball. You can come around this way, hit to the temple, right? Here to the inside. You can come straight up underneath like an uppercut to the chin, right? A lot of different things you can do. Also, groin. Go straight in with the groin. Or you can scoop. Scoop, there it is. Right? So coming up underneath. Okay? So there's a lot of different things that you can do with these two. Alright, so we're going to use that same footwork. Again, we're not trying to do 30 different things. We're trying to learn a few things with our footwork, a few grips. And what can we do with that? If you try to do too much in one setting, then you don't go on with as much. Right? So from here, I've got this grip. Okay? We're going to step 45 again, parry again, and then you can strike to the throat, to the face, to the solar plexus. Kind of mix it up, but just practice for a minute. Stepping 45, passing that punch past you, and hitting. You want to mix it up. You can come high. Think about the different places we talked. Think about the body and where you can hit on it, and then just go from there. All right, so we've transitioned. We now have a tactical pin on us. There's different places that you can carry it. We're going to practice taking the weapon out, okay? If you don't practice deploying your weapon, grabbing that weapon and having it ready to strike, and are able to do that without looking at the weapon, then you're really setting yourself up at a disadvantage. If I'm fumbling for my weapon while somebody's coming at me and charging me, then I'm in big, big trouble, right? I need to practice enough where I can keep eyes on, and then I can grab that weapon and be ready, okay? One place that you can carry this is not where I usually carry, but that you can carry is in your shirt like so. When you do that, sometimes it's kind of hard to get at. So if you push here, it pulls that up, and then you can pull. This is really good for ice pick grip. It's not very good for forward grip. So we talked about two different grips. This is anytime you have a weapon, I don't switch the way I'm holding the weapon when it's on. It's very dangerous to be trying to flip stuff around and switch during a fight. You better be dang good if you're going to try to do that. And then you better not try to do that. All right? However I pull this, that's how I'm using it until I'm done and I'm gone. Right? It's just not smart to be playing around and trying to change your grip and stuff like that. Okay? So you can carry there. I carry right here. I'm going to get rid of this shirt. I wore this shirt so I could show you that, but I really don't want to wear it. So I carry it right here. Like I said earlier, I'm a teacher. I can't carry weapons, right? Conventional type weapons, right? I can have a pen. I use it every day, right? So there's two different ways. If I'm going to pull this as a forward grip, okay, then I just put my thumb all the way in my pocket, and I pull up like this, okay? With the tactical pin, there's a lot of different kinds. What I like about this one, it's flat on the top. It's got this gripping part right here, when I pull here and I have this weapon, I have these tight, and then this part right here is gripped so it doesn't slip. Okay, there's a lot of different kinds of pins. Some of them have the glass breaking part at the top that's really sharp. If you're used to doing ice pick grip and you grab one of those, then you'll cut your own finger when you hit somebody. Okay, so just be aware of that. You could, if you like those, then use those, but don't stick your thumb on the end. All right. So what we're going to do now is we're going to practice a few different things. First, have your pin wherever you're going to want it, right? And then practice bringing this up, okay? When I do this, it makes me think if I was wearing my gun, right? If I'm carrying my gun and somebody is charging at me, I don't really want to have my gun out here while I'm trying to get it and they can grab my arm and stop me from pulling my gun and stuff. So I'm going to use this hand to get some space while this pulls. And I'm going to pull this close to me. I don't want to pull this out here where they can grab onto it before I'm ready to strike with it, right? So again, any weapon that you have, you need to be able to deploy it quickly. All right, so we're going to first just start with this one grip, with forward grip, okay? So I want you to practice reaching, step back, put that hand up, pull that weapon out, and have it close and ready to go. All right? While you're practicing that, I'm going to talk to you real quick about different kinds of pins. What I like about this pin also is the clip is really small. Some of the clips are bigger. You put them in your hand and you start hitting stuff, and it cuts the inside of your hand. Okay? So any weapon that you're thinking about using, you need to practice with. Okay? So in a minute, we're going to partner up in just a second, and you guys are, one of you is going to walk towards, one of you is going to put the hand on and pull the weapon out. Okay? When we step back, we're gaining some extra space, and then after that, I want you to hit, I have a board, I want you to hit with this a few times into the board so you can get the feel of it. Is it damaging the inside of my hand? Is it slipping when I hit? We can practice on the air all day long, but when you hit something, it's different. Right? So real quick, he's going to walk towards me. Here, come faster like you really want to hurt me. Okay? So this is what we're wanting. I want you to step back. I want you to put this in the chest, and I want you to pull this. I'm not looking down at my weapon. Okay? So give me a little smack upside the head in a minute when I look down at my weapon. Okay? So if he's coming at me, and I do this, and I'm pulling my weapon, bam, I just got hit. Right? I've got to be able to do this when my eyes are on him. So that means I got to practice. Right? Okay? So he's coming in, my hands are on my weapon, and I'm here. Okay? The good thing I like about this, my fingers are right here in that notch of the neck. I'm stopping his forward momentum, and if I need to, I can do that while I do this. Right? Okay, take some breath away, and then go to town. Okay? Awesome. All right, so you guys are going to walk towards. We're going to step back to get distance. We're going to keep distance with this arm, and then we're going to pull this weapon without looking. All right, and for now, just pull it to right here to where you know you can hit with it if you need to. A little more realistic. Go. Do this a couple times and we'll switch.
I'm going to try off the back pocket, so this is going to be well. Alright, go check my back.
Alright, good. Alright, once you've done that a few times, let the other guy's the defender. Hands off of it. You don't know what's coming. Right? Good. Nice.
You ready?
Nice. Good, good.
Clip in there?
Alright, so now that we've practiced drawing with the forward grip, we're going to practice drawing with the ice pick grip. It's a little bit different. With the forward grip, I put my thumb straight in, and I'm pushing again as I pull, right? With the ice pick grip, okay, I'm going to put my finger down, okay, and then I'm going to pull, alright? So I'm going to go here. Thumb comes in, finger comes in, lift up, and then I've got the right spot. Alright? So all of these you kind of have to play with and figure out what feels good with it too. I carry a key bar, so I have extra stuff here. If you have a lot of stuff right here, guess what? You got to learn how to do and pull your weapon when you got that other stuff in the way too. So I practice with my other keys that are hanging on here. Okay? You want to make it as close to realistic as possible. Whatever you go to work in, right? Whatever you go out in the town in, practice in those clothes. It helps for self-defense. Okay, so just practice that. Getting the grab, stepping back, putting the other hand up. Okay? Anything, push you into each other. So we're about to get into a part where we're going to learn how to get some distance with these by pushing in different spots on the body to create pain, all right? But first, like I was talking about a minute ago, anytime you have a weapon, you need to know what it feels like when you hit with that weapon, okay? The first time when I sparred a really big dude, okay, I flew in and did this flying side kick. Man, I nailed him, and he felt it. You know what I felt? I felt the ground over there. Because it's different when you actually hit something, right? He weighed more than me, so the pain went into him, but the kick came back into me. And I didn't know any different. I didn't know any better. So it threw me back, right? So we need to be hitting with these things. So I'm going to pass this around. Don't stab your hand, okay? I'm holding this kind of tight here. We're not going to hold this for each other because it's a new weapon and I really don't want you to stab me, right? So we're just going to hold here. Get your forward grip. Just hit a couple of times. Get your ice pick grip, okay? And see the difference and see what it does. See how it feels. This is wood. This is solid, good wood. But hit it a few times. Get the feel of it. See if it's sliding around any. If the weapon's sliding around any, you might need to change your grip a little bit. Adjust. Man. That wood's a lot harder than my knives.
I'm sorry.
If somebody's charging me, I don't usually want to pull ice pick grip. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just, this is going to get me a space easier, is how I feel. Okay? One of the things that I was taught is if I put my hand like so and reinforce my thumb here, that I can push and get somebody off of me. Okay? So this is round. The thumb is pretty soft. If it hurts, or when it hurts, just scoot back. Or I might just move you back anyway, even if it doesn't hurt. Right? That's a thumb. Okay? That's round and soft. Is that going to hurt more?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I'm not doing that to y'all. Y'all would want to kill me. Alright? But I do want you to take this and push it on a few parts of your body that I talked to you about. Alright? Just so you can get an idea of paying for it. Alright? So if you take an ice pick grip, this is not a part that's easily hurt, right? You can take a punch in the chest and you're fine, right? But if you get this and you start to push in until you make yourself want to move back. Alright? That's not even a bad spot to push in. Okay? Right here behind the collarbone, make somebody sit. Alright? You can make somebody sit. That part under the ribs here, you can make somebody move real quick and easy with that. Okay? So there's a lot of different places that you can push to get people to move. So we're going to talk real quick just about only one kind of attack. Alright? And that's like a forward bear hug. Alright? So I have my weapon in my pocket. I don't know what's going on. I'm not being very aware. Unfortunately, I should be. Okay? And somebody comes up and they're going to do a front bear hug on me. Okay? If I still face him, I'm kind of in a little bit more trouble right here. Okay? Back up. So if I see that this is happening and I can't get out of it before he gets it, I still want to do my self-defense move of stepping back. When I do that, I'm going to create a little bit of space here, and that's going to allow me to draw. Okay? So as he does that this time, I'm going to step back, and I'm here. So go back. Grab me more. okay? Because I pulled this arm back and I stepped back. See this hand here? It's giving me a little space. I want to watch out for that head. I don't want him to hit me with his head, right? I can pull this weapon, and then I can get some space. I'm using my finger and not that, right? But I have options there, okay? So if he does that, I can go in the front like that, again, peace. Or I can go here and dig into either ribs. I like this kidney here, all right? The thing with the kidney is, everything depends. If I want to give him some pain and really make him think about it, I'm just going to pull this in really, really hard, and then I can try to shove him. Then I can do this and bring this back and push. Can you guys see over there? All right, if you can't, bring it to where you can see. I'm going to kick here and cause some pain, and then I can get some space. If he's got buddies, I'm not trying to hug him and hold on to him and hurt him. Right? I'm getting some space quick. Bam. Okay? I'm using my thumb. I'm being nice. Right? So right there. Okay? So that same thing that we just did when we stepped back and we put our hand up. If we don't have time, we can still do the same thing. Step back and pull this. And then go to town. You don't have to just push. You can go to Shanktown, right? Mm-hmm. But you can push too if you need to. Okay? This spot right here behind the collarbone. Okay, getting that and pushing down. Try it on yourself. See if you can just stand up. If you can, just stand up to it. You're not pushing hard enough. Get your thumb behind it. Right? You can bring somebody down with that. Right? Practice, folks. This is here to keep him from going any further, and then I can just go down and take him down. Right? You okay? Yes. I'm trying to push real easy, but it sucks. It really, really sucks, okay? So there's a lot of different things. Underneath the chin, back here, listen, if you push back here, you might, that's really some bad mammogram jamming, okay? With everything with self-defense, you want to think about the implications. If I can defend myself without a weapon, it looks a lot better in court than if I pull a weapon. However, man, I'd rather go to court than be dead. Right? So you got to consider all that. All right, good job. Next thing, if we want to control where they move, we did where we pushed on some space and we on some places and we gave pain to get movement. Okay, you can also use this as a hook to move. Okay, yes, sir. So if there's a lot of places that you can get somebody to move with. All right, if you hook behind things, okay. Behind the elbow is a great place to get somebody to move. If you get their head moving, then you can get them to move, right? There's a lot of different things that you can do to get somebody to be going the way that you want. If we're facing each other, all of his weapons right now can hit me. I don't really like that, right? So I'm going to try, I want to do some different things. All right, I want to get some space. I want to get him not looking at me. I don't want to get him turned. All right, so you can use this part right here on the end to hook things to move. Okay, so if he's here and I come here and I get behind this elbow, right, then I can move him and get past. Okay, you can do the same thing for if I end up here behind the neck. Let's say I went to hit him in the neck, but he slid in, and so I end up just hitting him with the forearm instead. That's okay. I can slide to here, right, and then I can turn, right, take down, right, or you can turn and you can get past. Bam, move that leg and then get past and go. All right, there's a lot of different things that you do. I'm going to reach right here and grab your belt. Are you okay with that? All right, I'm going to come right here so you can move over a little bit so you can see. So if we're here, I can come here, or I can come here, underneath the nose, right? You don't always have to use the point. This part underneath the nose here really sucks, and whether if you grab here and do that, or grab a belt, even better, to take the balance. Bam, bam, okay? There's a lot of different ways that you can move. So in this next case, we're doing kind of a few scenario ideas just to get you some ideas of different things. I'm going to ask Chris to come in with a big old haymaker. Okay, so as he comes in, notice just from here, we're pausing the fight for a second. In real life, you can't pause fights. Man, it would be awesome if you could, right? This is higher to make sure I block. This is gonna stab something. Okay? Then I'm gonna grab here, and I'm gonna hook behind. Okay, Jonathan? Okay? So I blocked and stabbed. You can hit, you can hook here, right? I can put this back here and push in when I start kneeing. Okay? If I have this is really important right here. Okay? If I have this like this, he can step underneath it and just get straight into me. Alright? Having this right here, he tries to go underneath, there's nothing there. And the whole time I could be shoving this and hurting and taking down or twisting and turning. Right? So, this is a really good thing. We want to always go with what our natural instinct is. If you've ever heard a loud noise behind you or something, it's built into us to lower your center of gravity and hands come up. Okay, if you scare somebody, from behind them, people go, right, your hands come up. Okay, we're doing that same kind of a thing. Alright, so there's a lot of ways that you can move people. Okay? If for some reason, I'm going to switch and use this side because I like to use my friend. If for some reason he hit me or something and I end up on the ground down here, I can hit to the inside of the thigh, but also this. Right there. I let go or he's going down, right? So hook this, put this in the thigh, and push. Bam. Take down, right? If I'm here and he's knocking me down, I can just hook behind the knee. And go. Right? So you can move people with these is an important part of what we're going to do. Okay? Awesome. Alright, we're going to do a partner. Alright, so we're going to do a couple of flow drills. If it gets loose, just open it. So we're going to do a couple of flow drills with our ice pick grip. Alright? So if y'all would just watch the two of us, what we're going to do is he's going to stab here. And I'm just going to parry to the side, and then down, and then I'm going to stab, and he's going to parry my hand. Okay? And we're just going to do this. Notice, please, body movement. I don't want to just stand here and think, I'm such a good blocker. I got this, man. No big deal. I'm stepping back, and then I'm being aggressive and stepping forward. Okay? And listen, we are going super crazy slow. This will suck if it hits you in the face. All right? If you guys want, you can switch back to the palm sticks because they're a little safer. But just be careful. Okay, so this is all we're doing at first. Find a partner, and you're just doing it with the one side. Okay? This is just help you get your body used to stepping back and moving and then attacking. That's all we're doing. Okay, go ahead. Be slow enough where there's no way you're going to stab each other in the face. Good bud up top. So I'm going to come here and stab. He's going to block. He's going to clear. Notice what he's doing. He's hooking my hand to help control it. And then he's going to push from above the elbow. And then he's going to stab. I want to step away and block. Hook it. I don't want this close to my face, by the way. Right? Push down. There. Want contact. This hand doesn't let go until this is tight. Okay? Alright, so now we're doing a variation of Hugud, but we're going lower. We've got the other grip. So we had two grips. We had the ice pick grip, and then we had the forward grip, right? So with this one, he's going to stab, and I'm going to step, and I'm going to down block. And then I'm going to come here, and I'm going to clear, and I'm going to push, and then I'm going to stab, and I'm going to down block it, clear it, push it, boom. Notice we're trying to get out of the way. So when he stabs, I want him to miss if he keeps coming, right? As much as possible. Alright? So this is a low version of who bet. Alright. Yeah, like that. Go down the block. There you go. Go over the top. And then push right here above his elbow. And then stab and look like you're going for his belt. Right. So what we're doing next, one person's going to have ice pick grip. Okay, he's got ice pick grip. I've got forward grip. He's going to do the who butt up here, attacks up here. I'm going to do the attacks down here. We're basically taking the two things that we just did and putting them together into something a little bit different. Okay, so I'm here, I've got this grip, he's got that grip. He's going to attack here. I block, hook, pull there, and then I strike down. I'm attacking low, forward grip, he's attacking high. And after a few minutes, we can step back and then we switch. Now I'm going to attack him high, he's going to attack me low. Okay, make sense? Alright, let's try into the You'll notice that if you have ice pick grip, you get to hook their arm a little bit better when they stab you down low.
Am I supposed to
It's
stab
a little harder
It's
with
trying
forward
to put
grip.
it around that, so
For you
you're
to
forward
hook
grip.
my arm.
Alright, so
You can do a grip switch. You got that one? We're going to do some pushing, some striking, some pulling or cooking, controlling, and some 280. 280 is some of the things that we study. It's just joint locks, takedowns, breaks, muscle tears, that kind of stuff like that. Okay? So we're going to put a few things together just to kind of show you where this stuff can go. All right? Anytime you show something where somebody grabs and you hit here and do this and do that, that's one possible scenario. It doesn't mean it's going to go down like that. All right? But what we're doing is we're teaching ourselves, if we strike somebody in a certain place, how their body is going to respond. What might be lined up next and things like that. We studied striking with the tactical pen. We studied pushing on different pressure points to get some space and cause some pain, right? We talked about moving people by hooking around and things like that. So we're going to kind of put it all together in one scenario. Okay, I'm going to do it. I'm going to talk through and just go real slow. Anytime you practice anything with a weapon, you should practice it with it deployed and with it not deployed. Meaning something happens and then I've got to deploy my weapon and I'm deploying it too late. Okay? I don't want to wait. If he tells me he's going to kill me and he's coming towards me, I'm going to go ahead and deploy my weapon. Okay? He did the first strike with his telling me his intent. Right? But what if I don't know what's going on? What if I don't think there's a problem and then he surprises me? Right? So I'm going to do this first with where I need to pull the pin. All right. So he's going to come up and he's going to grab with this hand like he's going to try to punch me with the other hand. Okay. Now the first time I don't want you even to try to punch or anything like that. Just grab me so we can kind of see where we're going. Sometimes in the martial arts we have people do lapel grabs like this or like this. Okay, I've never known a bad guy that's afraid that wants to hurt me, that is afraid to get close to me. Alright? So I have to think about how we train. Okay? Usually if somebody grabs you, they don't want you to get away. So they're pulling you in and they're coming in. Right? So when he does this, I want him to give me a little bit of, he needs to be getting a little more close to me. Okay? So go ahead. So he does this, I'm going to come up and I'm going to cover it. I'm watching for his head and I'm watching for that. Okay? I'm pulling this and I'm going to trap his hand here and push. And notice I got some space. Right? I'm going to start to turn this over. And this is going to come here. From here I have an arm bar. The great thing, come on around Phil. The great thing about when you have the arm is you can follow the arm to where it's going to hurt him. right? So when I have them here, I'm gonna hit it a few times. If something's working and they're not stopping it, you don't have to stop. Bam, 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 okay? Now we're gonna hook and control and bring down to here. Okay, are you okay with me taking you down? All right, I'm gonna take this gooseneck and I'm gonna step back and take you down. Okay, at which point, if I still really need to, I can hit, and then I can try to get out in the steps. I'm gonna cover here. If he keeps coming in, he's got some elbow to eat. Okay, I'm gonna get some space. I'm gonna turn this over. Hit, hook right here in the crook of the elbow. Bring it over to a goose snap, step back, and pull. Bam. And get out. Alright, so we're gonna kind of practice that crazy easy and slow. Okay, there's a lot of dangerous points to this. It might be better if you had one of these. Alright, so he grabs, get with your partner, go ahead, grab, trap the hand, and bring this elbow up to protect you. Okay, push to get some space, and you're going to start to turn this over. Now watch, I'm not making this big old circle, right? I want to keep close, so I'm keeping contact here, and step and push down to an arm bar. Be ready to tap if it hurts, alright? Don't go crazy on your partner. From there, slide down, hit face, hit face. Come back up. I'm keeping contact the whole time. Hook the elbow. Do this part super slow. It really can hurt.
Done again that way.
That's okay. You can just start back over. If you lose this grip, you don't have the other thing. If you lost that grip, you can just hit him a few times and kick him off and move on, right? Boom. Bam. Hook this and come to here for a gooseneck. Pull it in more, Mr. Chris. There you go. Okay? Are you guys... Don't fall on your weapon. Are you guys okay with rolling to the ground? When you roll, bend, kiss the ground with your butt super easy, and roll out of it, okay? Watch real quick. Put me in a juicy neck. Okay? He's going to pull on this. I'm going to sit down on this hip and just roll easy. Go. Sit back. Okay? I want to round back and I want to kiss my butt on the floor. I don't want to smack my butt on the floor. Once he's got that, he can pull this out of the way, jab a couple times, whatever he needs to do, throw the arm away, and take off. Okay? So, it's almost like I'm doing this. I'm bending, I'm getting my butt almost straight on the ground, and then I'm just rolling. Okay? It's easier actually when somebody's moving you than you're doing it on your own. But you don't push against. You get some space, there you go. Hold it straight over. Pin it to your chest. There you go. Yeah! Woo, that's good. Oh, that was good. Nice, dude. Good. That was a good roll, Frank. I'm serious, dude. That was good. There was no smack. It was an easy roll. Good. Good. One thing, man. You're okay. Let me show you one thing, buddy. I'm not going to take you all the way to the ground, but for these goosenecks, if you keep this pinned against your chest, it's a lot more effective. If it's out here, it's hard to move you as much. So if you can pin this here, then you can pull on the leg. Gotcha. Yeah, don't snap it.
I was letting go.
No, that's good. It's good. I'm just showing you something that'll help. I'm glad that you're being careful. All right. So you saw this a little bit earlier. We have a few minutes, so we're going to go ahead and practice this. Okay. So we've pulled our weapon. We have it in ice pick grip, right? He's going to come in with a haymaker. I just want you guys to practice this. We're going to change it up a little bit. So he's going to haymaker. Notice I'm stepping away from it, right? This is coming up to block. This is coming up to stab or jab. Okay, after I stop and hit here, I want to grab. Okay? When I grab this, I want to slide down until I got this part here. Bam. Bam. Alright, so go ahead. There, boom. Here, I'm doing this here because I like my buddy, but in real life we would smash the neck with this. Okay? Then I'm coming in here. Grab, remember this part where they can't come underneath, and then you're gonna start kneeing. You got thigh, you got groin, you got solar plexus. There's a lot of things that you can do. So just from here, aim for the stomach in case you miss instead of the groin. Okay? So go faster. Okay? Good? Alright, let's practice. And then, if you have this here, up here, that can come underneath. Okay? So, use this. Once you hit here, unbalance with this. Boom. Okay? If you have up here, just duck that shoulder underneath right now. See, now I'm in trouble, right? So, here. So after that, boom, bam. Just go ahead and drop it. Get a little bit there. And then you can start kneeing, right? Because this is going to unbalance. That's going to unbalance. Right? Any little time that I can bump you and unbalance you, you can't hit me hard during that time. If you're unbalanced, you can hit me maybe, but it's not like you're planted and you hit me. Does that make sense?
Ready?
Good. And then go to knee down. And you can throw me away whenever you want with that. Right? Just throw me and run the other way. Right? Good. So once you've done this a time or two, make it a little more realistic. Circle them. Okay? So here, watch for just a second. Okay? He's watching distance. Circle a little bit. Boom. Then I'm going to come in. Bam. Okay? Come back, circle a little bit. Right? Good job. I wasn't far enough to really roll, and then I was on my knees and I was like, I need some space, so get up and get your space, right? So mix it up a little bit, play with it. Just be careful when you do that, adrenaline goes a little bit more, you might smash somebody a little bit more. So when you in the group have one of these instead of that hard one, and y'all use it, that doesn't hurt as bad as one of those. Do it slow first a few times without circling each other. If you're feeling good, then circle each other and then switch. Try to make the block and hit at the same time if you can, close to as you can. I'm going to be a lot easier to see. This was all on this side, so I'm like, yeah. We didn't really and realize if you need me, I'm going to go. Yeah, be real easy. I just don't know where you want me to go right now, so I'm like, right? But, so this too, that's a dead leg. Not, you know, have you ever been dead leg? And that's what it does is it's like no, I'm sorry. Alright, very good, very good. So, today we learned about how to use a tactical pin. We learned about how we can deploy the pin, where we're going to carry the pin, different places to strike, 2 different grips that we can strike with, where we can push on the body to get some space. Okay, I don't want somebody real close to me where I can't see their hands, right? They can pull a knife from behind, you go to town me, all kinds of stuff. I want some space. Okay, I can grapple, but what happens when their buddy comes over too, right? So all the stuff that we did today with the palm stick and with the tactical pin, it translates to a whole lot of other stuff. All right? So everything that we did translates to other household or work type weapons. Okay? They're not even weapons until you make them a weapon. Alright, so we have a regular magazine. Okay? When it's rolled up tight like this, okay, it's solid. Alright, so you can hammer fist with this. We talked about having the thumb here. Okay? One of the reasons besides jabbing forward is you can come here and pop at the end. Okay? You pop somebody with one of these above their eye or on their eye, and it starts bleeding down into their eye. Okay? So if I'm here, right there, okay? Bam. Here, snap. Right? You also go. Alright? So we did hammer fist, we did back fist, we smacked this way. All the same kind of stuff that we did with the pen. Okay? Ice pick grip. Right? This way was forward grip. Okay? That's one thing. What about a flashlight? There's the on button. See, I don't know how to turn it on. I don't know how to use it, right? Same thing. Bam. Okay? They have keychains that are similar. Kobudo keychains. Screwdriver. Okay? Same two grips. Spork. Okay? Bam, bam, bam. Same kind of thing, right? Scissors. Ice pick grip. Right? Forward grip. Okay? Forward, where are you? Sorry. I was looking through my house, not tractor. Sticks out a little bit of both sides of the hand. It's hard. Good stuff. Controller? Yeah. Alright. Stapler? Yes. Okay? So the good thing about training with weapons, you don't have to have that weapon. When you train with various weapons, it teaches you how to be able to grab other things. May I grab your knife, Sensei? Alright, thanks. Okay? Just because you have a knife doesn't mean that you have to deploy it. This right here, is there something sticking out of both sides? Absolutely. Okay? One of the things I didn't say before is that this solidifies your grip. When you have something in your hand, it makes your hand more solid, more dense. You can punch regular with this stuff too. Okay? Awesome. Very good. You guys have any questions about anything? Alright, thank you so much.